First of all, this is a random question. Are you a virgin?
No.
Okay. Why do people wait for marriage to have sex?
I have absolutely no clue because
you obviously did not do that.
No.
Tell me why you didn't do that.
I think sex is just like a natural thing that a lot of people are going to start wanting at some point in their life, and probably a lot earlier than you're going to be the age of like that you're marrying someone. Also, I think when it comes to relationships, sex is a very important part. I think sexual chemistry is a very important part of relationships. And I don't think it's like the most important. A relationship shouldn't be based off of sex, but there are people that you're not going to have good sex with, that you are just not meant to like enjoy each other, you know? And there are people that you're going to have amazing sex with. And I would rather, if I'm getting married to someone, I would rather know that I'm going to have amazing sex the rest of my life than, you know, get married and a month in you're like, wow, this sucks. I also just want to know what I like going into it. It's just, I'm just like a pretty sexually open-minded person also, and so I just like don't understand how somebody wouldn't want to like those experiences and just to go through that, because like I know by the time I was like in high school I was like thinking about sex, obviously, like I knew I was going to do it at some point. I wanted to do it at some point. Like, how can you just want to do it for so many years without doing it? I also just don't like telling myself I can't do things or holding myself back from anything. Like, I've gone through periods where I'm like, I'm going to stop having sex because I just like am feeling shitty and sex is probably the issue. But then I'll like get a week into it, or like just like in my brain, you know, thinking about like being celibate for a minute, and I'm like, well then if I do end up having sex with someone, then I'm going to feel bad because I told myself I couldn't have sex. And also like, why? If I'm in the moment and I want to have sex with someone, like, why would I stop that just because I'm like not allowed to in the moment?
Why do you think people feel shitty after they have sex? Like, you just said it, you're like, yeah, like I'm gonna try and go like a few weeks without having sex because I felt bad. Like, why do people feel like that? Why do girls feel like that more specifically?
For me, it's because I like didn't have one person that I was like just seeing and, you know, constantly hooking up with. It was just like pretty much meaningless, kind of. Like, I had like certain people that like you have sex with multiple times, but that doesn't mean there's any like deep connection or emotion to it. And I love meaningless sex, you know, like it's necessary. It's necessary.
It really is necessary.
It is necessary to figure out like who you are as a person.
Why does it get shamed?
I think because people feel bad about it, and people don't like feeling bad about things. And when you grow up, like, you're kind of taught that if you did something and you feel bad after it, it probably means that thing was wrong. You shouldn't like feel bad about things, you know? But that's a big part of life, is making mistakes. And I'm not saying sex is a mistake. Making just choices that will make you realize things about yourself. So yeah, I love casual sex and just like not necessarily having to be with someone that you're like with, but then again, you grow up and kind of hear that like you're supposed to have that one person, and you're supposed to just have feelings for someone when you're having sex with them. And so like when you haven't had that like for a long time, you just kind of start feeling shitty, and you're like, man, like, is this the reason I don't have a boyfriend? Am I just like, do guys not want to be with me because I'm having sex with them? Or is it just like, am I not letting myself get to know somebody enough? Am I not like holding it back? I don't know. So yeah. And also a lot of people like don't think you should like have sex until like a certain amount of time hanging out or a certain number date, which I just don't believe in.
I don't believe in that. Dude, the thing is, if you're in the moment and you're feeling it,
do it.
It's a connection. Just fucking go for it. Don't have this, dude, like, forget about this social construct that people literally like embed into your DNA and the way you think.
Literally.
You know what I mean? Just fucking do it, bro. Like,
if I want to have sex with you and it's obvious you're wanting to have sex with me, we're gonna do it. Like, I'm not gonna be like, oh no, I can't because it's our first date. Or like, I'm not because it's our first time hanging out. Like, no.
The thing is, dude, if you live like that, like, it's completely fine. Like, keep doing you. But when you realize, like, every day you wake up, it could literally be your last fucking day. You know what I mean? Like, dude, like sometimes I think society needs to let go a little bit more and just realize there's more to it, and you should and you can care, like you can care less about just like this, like these social laws and principles that are like heavily followed, you know what I mean? Like it's crazy. This goes back to like the religion thing, and like these people that wait to have sex with their partner until they get married, and it's like first of all, like, okay, what if the marriage never happens? You literally just wasted 4 years with this person that you never even got to like have sex with and experience this like very natural thing that like literally like is a piece of life, you know what I mean?
And will be eventually a piece of you, you know? That's another thing is people who wait that long, and in instances like you said, like if you're in an engagement or with somebody for years and then you never end up getting married, and you have to go through that cycle so many times, you're going to start probably resenting your choices, resenting your upbringing, just wishing that you had changed things. Or if a marriage does happen and it's a year in and you're still having shit sex with your husband, you're gonna be like, wow, I wish I didn't wait, or I wish I started having sex before this so I could realize what I liked and like how to have good sex. And so people, I feel like, are just bound to have shitty feelings about themselves or how they did things if you don't do experiences. And that's with everything. If you don't try shit till later in life, then you're gonna regret it and you're gonna wish you did earlier because it would have just made things easier now.
No, for real, life is all about connections, and it's about experience, because without experience, you have nothing to like compare to and base shit off of. If you do one thing the entire time, if you just do one type of party, one type of activity, one type of like hobby, you're not able to like experience these other things that are happening around you, and you can't have that conversation and like based off of like you don't see like other people's reality and like see how they see things.
It also just